Hello awesome people, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Software Inc. In the last episode I had a little rant about all the different strategies that you can have and all the different ways of making money and going into like a cycle until you get the right product for your company. If you know this stuff, you can basically make it in this game on any difficulty. I kind of proven this by this series, I guess, even though it was kind of unintentionally. But yeah, if you're interested in that, then make sure to go and watch that episode. It was the episode before this. Because it actually, I think it's interesting, and I want to know what you guys think about it too. But it is kind of a rant, so be prepared for that. In this episode, we're just gonna speed ahead because our iteration 4 is closing into an end for our Hipbox X, our first console operating system plus console itself, because we're gonna make the console. That was the entire thing of this series, trying to get to the hardware point where we can actually make hardware too. We have our factory set up over here, and this is gonna be our first ever, my first ever hardware factory usage in this. I just don't know where to go with that sentence. Let's just talk about this, right? So Sander, you need to be trained, you need to be educated. You are support, so let's just go and put a star everywhere. Tie the turtle. Let's give you a 3D, and we don't need to train those guys. So last episode we also found our first real cash cow in this series. So we found Cloudwave 5. Let's pause it just for a sec to see if we need to port it to something. Yes, we can actually port it to this one. That would be a good one. And we have to order more copies too. So there we go. This is still selling to Cloudwave 4. It might get to the point where it will probably actually get to the point where it will make a profit overall. But look at this compared to all the other ones. It's definitely our cash cow. If you have to. So for people that don't know what cash cow means, it's kind of obvious, but I will still explain. Cash cow, I think it's actually a legitimate term in like economics, where you can sort of, the cash cow is the part of the company, so the product or the service or whatever you're into that makes you a ton of money, like a ton of money, compared to the rest. So it doesn't mean like it has to make you millions, but compared to the rest, this is where the most funds come from. And you're basically, that's like a critical thing. If you don't have that cash cow, you're gonna have a bad time as a company or as an organization, because the money needs to come from somewhere. And if it doesn't come from a product or a service that you're selling, it has to come from something else. And again, going back to that rant of last episode, for us, it has been coming from other places for a long time. It has been coming from our server room with the digital distribution program, where people pay us to have digital copies of their products on our server. It has been coming from hosting deals that are on the servers. It has been coming from design deals that we did, all that type of stuff. But that's all from outside parts. So it's all different things. It's not our product. It's not our service. Well, it's kind of our service, but the goal here is to sell products, of course. And this is our first product actually making a good amount of money. A specific amount of money that we could actually use to basically say, okay, this amount of money has paid for all of the expenditures that were needed in order to actually make this cash cow. That's kind of what I'm at. And yeah, this Hip Defender 4 thing is still terrible. Let's not talk about it. Let's just keep educating people. I mean, you should definitely get like meetings. Nah, let's go multitasking. You kind of need multitasking. Pindas, you can be trained. Let's train you in audio. Charlie Long. That's not a viewer or supporter. So let's do network, I guess. And then Lucille Christensen, you can do network. I think they are all part. Oh, it's done. Awesome. Develop. Now we will. Okay, they already took out the design R2 teams, so 1 and 2 teams. Awesome, cool. We'll see what happens. It's only code. Wait, what? It's only code. We don't need. There's no artwork in there. Like none at all. A normal operating system has artwork in it. Is this because it's hardware? It's actually saying that we need more, but I'm not gonna do that. We don't even have space for more. Well, maybe if we fit some, change some stuff out, but But yeah, well, we'll see how this goes. We have a console development team now doing nothing, I guess, but it's fine. Ooh, more hosting deals. Yes, please. Yeah, well, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. This is entirely new for me. I haven't touched this feature in the game for quite a long time because it's been out for quite a long time, but especially for this, I wanted to give you guys my first impression of the hardware whole shebang. Like fresh. I didn't want to have like already a knowledge of it. I already had kind of a knowledge of it because we tried building this in the last series, and then we found out that wait, Cloudwave 6 is going to be released. Did it say that? Yes, it's going to be released. So Cloudwave 6 is going to be released. A lot of people like this one. That could actually mean sales are going down, so we don't have to buy more storage, more copies for this, I guess. Because sales per month are going to go down. It made us over 10 million. Awesome. Please make sure that Cloudwave 6 is going to do the same thing and be even more successful. Simulation games, people don't like us for that. I mean, the game didn't even sell. We sold like not even 10,000 units. I mean, that's a really bad thing on a game. Games are like really good if you can make them sell. And if they sell, and if they sell well, they'll make you millions. But if they don't sell, well, then you put in a lot of money to have a thing that doesn't sell. So, hey, Morphe, Lucas, my friend, he's still playing WoW. Still here, not even fired. Yeah, I should fire him probably. For just playing WoW the entire day. They released Cloudwave 6. Okay, let's see. Cloudwave 6, it's great. It's not outstanding though. But yeah, see this, like 1.3 million to buy to build this audio tool. If we go to the game, this has all things like marketing and buying copies too, but still, it's like, let's say 4 million, and that's like generous because it doesn't cost 1.3 million to do some marketing, because we didn't do a lot of marketing. You know, we're just a reminder. And we bought like, I think something like, yeah, 25,000 units. So that's not like the highest amount of money that you pay for that. So I think, 4 million is already like underneath of what it actually costed it to build, to make this game. So you see there's a huge distance between that, like 4 million initial cost and 1.3 million initial cost. So you don't have to make as much money on this audio tool. But yeah, if you have a game that doesn't sell, you just lose 5 million there on one product, because you put in so much time and effort and money into a game compared to like something simple like an audio tool or an antivirus. That's why I'm not really, that depressed about the antivirus not working out, like the Hip Defender not working out. It's fine. It doesn't cost us a ton of money. It cost us about the same amount as oh wow, okay, we bought 25,000 copies, I think, and it's already gone. Oh no, did I forgot to order copies for it because I was telling a story? Oh no. Well, let's go to 50,000 straight away, because it's already, if this is all digital distribution, then you could actually check that maybe. Yeah, I think because the load is that much higher, that is all distribution. But the good thing here is that this also means that it's kind of a success. So we already know that. That's why I went for 50,000, because I kind of already now know that it's going to be a decent thing. So let's port them to that. Actually, let's read this first. Overall, we like what Cloudwave 6 has to offer. They don't say they don't know us anymore. What did they say about the comparison? They don't really compare the two. They don't really compare like Cloudwave 5 and 6. Sometimes they say it's not even better than its predecessor or whatever. Yeah, we're gaining fans there. It's going very well now with the Cloudwave audio tools. So if it would be like really, really efficient, we would just use our money that we made now from Cloudwave, from our audio tools, to reinvest in the other teams, and probably change up the teams, because apparently antiviruses are just not working for us. So we just change it up to something else that is a gap in the market. So for instance, if there's not a lot of 3D editors, which there is definitely a chance that there aren't a lot of 3D editors at this point in the game, we could go for 3D editors, and just by default, because there's not a lot of them, we will sell some, and then we can grow into that market hopefully. Because the thing is, we have released quite a few antiviruses already, and it hasn't been a success. Now, it's not a worry if you reach like 1 or 2 and it's not a success yet, because then you have time to grow. But if there's like 20, no, that's a bit too much. But like 5 to 6, and they're still in that market, like that market segment, you still haven't done anything like right. It's probably at that point a problem child, because you're gonna have a problem with that particular piece of software in that particular piece of market or market segment, because it's just not working. You need to change something there. Otherwise, it's just praying to the gods that one time the product will like have the ultimate timing and you have locked out and you will sell it. But then again, if that happens, will it happen to the next one too? You don't know. That's the thing. Code is going nicely. I think we reached, yeah, okay, we reached the funny number, so that's a good sign. Oh, we're already over it. Nice. Yeah, so for Cloud Wave, it was the 5th one that took off. It was the 5th one. But if we go to, yeah, okay, Cloud Wave 4 kinda sold one. Actually, they don't have copies anymore, so we could order some more copies if we want to. Well, not 15,000, 1,500. It will probably make a profit in the end. But again, that profit is not like something we really needed here. This is selling still quite well, I feel. But yeah, it was Cloud Wave 5 that really sort of blew up for us, and was the, well, what I was talking about, the cash cow, but also sort of enabled us to discover, okay, we have a good foundation now in this market segment. People know us for audio tools. We know how to treat this market segment. We know that what we bring to the table is good enough to sell, to make money. Let's keep it at this point. You know, let's go on with this concept of this audio tool and what we have there. But again, for the Hip Defender, for the antivirus, it just didn't happen yet. So if we want it to be more effective, I would say wait for Hip Defender 5 to come out. If it's not looking like a good thing, then just abandon antiviruses for now, because apparently that market segment isn't for us, or maybe the teams working on it are just not good enough for it. Whatever is happening, try something else. Because the thing is, we could keep losing money on Hip Defender, or we could invest that money. Well, it's not even investing, it's just change this up, and worst case scenario, we'll lose the same amount of money on something else, on another product. That's the worst case scenario. I mean, the money is still lost. I don't care at that point if it is on an antivirus or a 2D editor or whatever. But the best case scenario is we find a market that we sort of have a good stepping stone into. Creeper T has retired, really? But yeah, we find a market that we have a good stepping stone into. And then Def 1. Just let me rehire Creeper T. And with that stepping stone, we can then work our way into the market and actually become really successful there. That's kind of the other side of the story, right? You are actually pretty nice. You're not too old. You are slap bang in the middle there. So yeah, you're hired. And you're going to be Ricoberto Rose. You're going to be Creeper T. Let's see. So where are you? There you are. So change roles. You're going to be programmer, and details. Change name. You're going to be Creeper T, who is a channel supporter. And again, thank you so much for your support, for your ongoing support. There we go. Awesome. Let's continue. We're getting close to the end of Hitbox X, the development. So we get into the beta phase, get rid of all the bugs. And then we're going to see if we can sell it, actually. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm wondering what's going to happen. It will not be this episode, but it's getting close. Might be in like probably 2 episodes, I think. Probably in like 2 episodes, we're at the point where we can probably release it and see how it goes. Depending on how much time we need for bug fixing, because I might, if it looks bad for some reason. Operating systems, I tend to take longer than a year to fix bugs. But maybe for now it doesn't really matter. If we can make it really good, then it should, in theory, also there should be less bugs. Although it is an operating system, so I'm forcing myself, by the way, to use the button now. Just for the people that, you know, have been laughing and been saying that I should use the button. I know. I've been doing it so well the last couple of episodes, by the way. Yeah, that's just me giving myself a pat on the back. Well, I think I honestly did very well with keeping an eye on... Well, it isn't that hard if you just open up the menu and just leave it here. But I actually remember to put it back on education a few times. So I'm patting myself on the back for that. Amber Zach, there you go, another channel supporter. Let's do system. Being educated there. Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. I'm excited. Dudley Goodman. Again, Dudley. A few episodes ago, you were also sick. And you were the poor Dudley. Poor Dudley fellow. We're actually almost at 50 million. Wow. How are the sales going? Oh, we're looking at Hip Defender. Never mind. Let's just ignore that. It didn't make a profit yet, but it's making a good amount of money every month. It's not selling as fast and as well as Cloudwave 5 was. But it should definitely make a profit though. From what I can see right now. I mean, if it makes like 140,000 every month, then like it should definitely make a profit. I think at this point it's even competing a little bit with Cloudwave 5. And Hip Defender, Cloudwave 4 is still selling for some reason too. It's just, but it made a profit now, so that's good. At least that looks a bit more positive on our resume, right? If you have, even if it's just a small part, at least it made a profit overall. But yeah. I think at this point we're gonna do a review. Because I'm kind of sure that we have to do another iteration of it anyway. Like, do one. Oh, I can be trained. Awesome. What do I want to learn? How many points do I have left? 1. Let's go for 2D then. Just to spread it out. But yeah, we have to do probably at least one reiteration. Yeah, because it's a 9.9. We don't deal with 9.9s here. We only deal with, you know, solid 10s. He says, while having like mediocre shit on his resume. But to be fair, that's not me. That's the project management. Just blame it on something else. No, but I honestly feel like the lack of information in project management makes it really hard to see what type of product you're actually making. And I could just increase the time, like the project time, and say, oh, you're gonna spend like 500% extra than normal. And it would probably make the product outstanding, but at the point that it is released, it's already outdated. So it's still terrible. So that's the downside to doing that. There's no real reason, as of what I can see now, to actually set it to 500%. I tried this, it didn't really work. Maybe that was the reason why I didn't like project management. The Grave Gangs, wow, what a name. Maybe that was the reason why I didn't like project management before. I still don't like it, by the way. Just I was gonna say, just to be clear, but I think you all know that I don't like it. But why I don't like it is the lack of information. It's not the system itself. It's just the lack of information. I want more information to be able to see what's going to happen in the project. Because the way it's used in the game is that it is a... what should we teach you? How many points do you have? 2. Let's give you 3D then. But the way it's used in game is that it's sort of an automated process, so that you don't have like millions of tabs open here and you don't have to click on everything. You can focus on a few things that you don't want to have automated, like for instance for Hitbox X for us, but the rest is automated, right? If you do it like that, whilst I'm actually going to check the servers just a while. The load is still pretty good, pretty high. Awesome, we're actually using a lot of our servers now. What was I going to say? Yeah, but if you want to do it like this, like basically making it into an automated version to help the player have a lot of projects going on without getting lost, because that's kind of the idea behind it, I feel like. If that's the idea, then give the information so that you have to look at the information once, like really well, set up the project the way you like it, and then you don't have to look at it anymore. But right now, I'm still intervening with the projects. I'm still doing things with them, even though they're automated. So I still need to keep an eye on them, right? And that sort of defeats the purpose, if the purpose is to automate it and make it easier for the player. Now, I am just nitpicking here because a lot of people probably don't have a problem with this. But for me, let's just say I'm just the type of person that's not good with that type of stuff. I need the information, and I want to know when I do this, what is going to happen, so that I know that's going to happen right. And if it's happening right, then sure, let's automate it and let's do it and let's make it easy on myself. But if it's not, you know, if I can't see what's happening, then I'm going to get more stressed by automating it than by actually just doing it myself. Thomas can be trained. Awesome. Let's go for network. Yeah, I hope you guys can understand what I meant with that. And I feel like some of you guys out there are thinking in the same way, but most people probably don't really care. But for me, it's important, especially in a game like this where I want to do things my own way. And if I'm doing things my own way, I mean, doing things your own way and using project management inherently is already kind of like a weird thing because you're not doing it on your own. But your support, right? Yeah, so support. But that being said, let's pause here for just a sec so I can check. Still have a lot of copies still selling, copies still selling. This one will sell out at some point, so we're gonna add like 1500. Not too much, because we can't be sure when this stops selling. Hip Defender 2 sold one. What? Why is this selling all of a sudden? I don't mind it, but I mean, it's still weird. But yeah, so I use project management because some of you guys would really like me to use it, and you guys think it's a good idea. I mean, I kind of agree in some ways. But for me, it would be perfect if it would work like this, but it just gives you more information when you set it up, like this part. More information, you know? Prototype software. Give me more information about what it actually does. What is it used for? How does it work once you release one thing from your project to the next one? How will it be used? If you give me that information, I can work with it. I can set it up like I want it to, and then I'm fine with automating things. But right now, it's still a thing I keep my eye on. We're over 50 million. Awesome. We actually did it. Let's actually make that a title. Over 50 million, finally. That's something like that, because normally that's just something we hit in like episode 10, maybe even earlier. But now it's actually, I feel it felt like a real achievement based on the difficulty and the amount of energy and time we have to spend to actually get there. Yeah, that being said, I hope you guys are still enjoying it. We had a like nice milestone. So and we're getting closer to releasing a box X. We're actually really close to the beta phase of that. Hope you guys are still enjoying it. If you do, then please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. As always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome, and thanks for watching.